This clockwise, this is going to raise the printer head because I'm going to print in a bigger, the 3 1/4 bulb. Now this bulb I'm printing is the ones that we have painted ourselves. And you can see a little bit of a difference. This is painted from the inside, or it's actually kind of a heat deal. And these are ours. We got them to an off-white to match these after they're dipped in that polyurethane finish. They'll both look similar, but again, we have a lot of people that like the painted from the outside. Again, we're going to set. Now, earlier, we set this ornament like this to the jig to the left side. But on this top, we're going to print. I'm going to turn it upside down, like right here. I'm going to put this jig to the inside here, and this other one is going to do normal. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is so that way this is going to spin, and we're going to make sure, because there would not be room, so we're going to do one this way. Again, your image is going to need to be flipped on your top, and you'll see that in the design that we're printing. Now you can print either the two, and that's either with one here at the top and the bottom. You won't use the middle, obviously, but if you just print one 3 1/4, you would use the middle. And your print size is 1.5 inches by about 11. You can get the wider because, again, the oval, it will not spray. Again, you can see here, we get a good crisp finish, along the edges. And sometimes, depending on how the ornament is, you may get something a little bit different. You can actually, in the template that you have in Photoshop, you can actually sometimes move these over, to get, if you want it a little bit lower. But again, you got to remember, you got 1.5 inches off center, 3/4 of an inch on each side. Now again, we've got the two 3 1/4. Again, I'm going to raise this up enough because I'm going to move over the print head. Again, you got to always make sure you have it up high enough. Now again, this is in the center and I have nothing to gauge it, so I'm going to go ahead and move it by hand, and now I'm going to lower this. Okay, I've got it where I want it, and then I'm going to flip the switch and it'll move back to the starting position. Okay, again, I've got my design set up here. Again, I've included on the CD. You've got the two setup design. Again, it's 1.5 inches width on this by 11. Again, my same settings have been saved from the previous one. I'm going to hit OK. Now this is going to start, and again, I'm going to lift this motor up. I always do this, no matter, this would round it with, it doesn't care where it starts at, but I always just do a general practice. Moves over. As soon as that spins, you'll hear it and then you'll drop it. Sometimes you may have a little bit of hesitation on the printing, but it does not affect the final quality, depending on what's going on in your computer. Now again, I'm going to zoom in here, and you can see the one on the left where it's upside down, but again, you got to remember your holder that you're using, after you put it, that's why it's had to be upside down. You change your jig. And again, it's just learning about this machine, just understanding the mechanics. We use the Lexmark printer drivers. The machine thinks it's printing paper, but we've Jose, the manufacturer of this, have been able to use all the jigs and everything to where it does print on the round objects. Now sometimes what happens when this spins, especially on the spinning one and it round, it doesn't print 1-to-1. What I'm saying is sometimes an inch maybe comes out maybe 0.78 or 7/8 of an inch. That's where sometimes you may want to adjust your design because it has a little bit of a lag because it is turning in a circular. But again, what I usually do, let's just say especially if you're printing pictures, you can tell whether you've kind of expanded them or not. I'll design it, say 1.25 inches by 7, and flatten it, and then if I need it to make up some if it prints 8, I'll elongate it and it'll make it up and actually it'll print true 7. So again, that's just kind of a rule of thumb. You kind of play with it. We'll see. On this machine we've set it to 1.25 inches, the 1.5 inches by 11. Now the 2 5/8 here bulbs, it was right on the money. We use it's 1.25 inches by 8 1/4. That's right where you'll need it unless you want that open space. I don't do a whole lot of the 3 1/4 ornaments. I really feel like the extra $1 you're really going to spend in buying the ornament, either from me or even the other, they're a little bit more expensive, is really not worth it. You really cannot get a whole lot more for a 3 1/4 bulb, and with a 2 5/8 you may can get a couple of dollars, but really, again, the bang for your bucks. But we do have some clients that really won't the bigger ornament. Again, your print time is going to average around 4 to 5 minutes on this size. And what I like about be able to print and then you come and design, why, especially with the 3 or even the 2, you can design your other 3 ornaments while 3 are printing. When I'm doing fundraisers, or if I have a lot of ornaments to do, I can sit and design 3 ornaments while this is printing and save them. And then as soon as these stop, you change them out and print. So you really have no downtime. If you really want to get down to it, you can design the 3. I have a lot of stock designs you're more than welcome to. You can download from my website. And when I set up for schools, if I knew doing a lot of different of the same design but changing out pictures and names, I'll have a master template for that school or that name, and all I have to do is go in and just, if it's Paragould High School, that's the same logo, but I'll drop in a picture I've already scanned, and then I'll change the name, and I can change the design and customize it within about less than a minute. So again, you can get some quick turnaround time on the designs. Sometimes I'll just sit in front of the scanner and do all my scans and of the photos if it wasn't emailed to me. Get all those done first, and then set up the designs. And then I'll even off to the side have another computer, and I'm doing all the designs, and I'll have a printer and another computer set up with one of my daughters, and all they're doing is pulling up design. It has 3 designs. I'll name them all different as far as the designs. All she does is pull them up and just prints. She just sits in front of them, and so she can do something else, watch TV while you're printing. So again, you can take full advantage of the downtime in between to do something else. You can walk away. Again, for 4 to 5 minutes, that's enough time to go do something else. Again, your ink cost on the 1.5 inches by 11. Again, you're talking roughly about 15 square inches of ink, so you're talking probably about maybe 75 cents of ink on this. So you will have, so again, here this finish, and as you can see here, I would say this is right on the money. Like I said, again, I like to have a little bit of gap right there. It doesn't bother anybody. If you design a lot of designs to be fluent like that, you're always going to hit and miss a little bit. So again, I just always like to build that in, and you've got that one right there. Again, this worked out just really good. There's really nothing distorted, on this. So this print's about 100% there. And again, we have this one turned a different way, and so we've got here. Again, I'll have everything kind of set on this. All we have to do is just change, if they want Happy Holidays from the Robin or Merry Christmas Robin, we'll have it here. So this one, again, come right out.